Um, Now, one of the biggest mistakes when it comes to the nice guys is, nice guys, they don't know how to go for what they want, right? Nice guys, they'll sit there and they don't joke. They're not playful with the girl. They don't tease the girl. And what nice guys do, they'll go on a date and they'll make the date seem like an interview or something like that, right? Like a nice guy be on a date, be like, "So, what's your name? Lit- lit- what's your middle name? Like, what's your actual full name? Okay. Where are you from? Okay. Um, uh, what'd you do for your last job? Like, that sounds like an interview. If that's you, you're a nice guy, and you got to cut that shit out. Be playful. It's okay to ask questions. It's it's okay to ask questions, but what you got to understand is you have to make things playful, right? Tease her a bit. If you see she keeps like spilling her drinks, be like, all right, Butterfingers, how many times you gonna spill your drink, right? But another problem with the nice guy is the nice guys, they're so eager to please. They're so like on their toes. They're like they don't want to upset the girl. They don't want to like, and now instead of being fun and playful, your date is a fucking interview. You're interviewing the girl. Oh, okay. So where do you live? Oh, Washington Heights? Oh, that's very interesting. Yes. I I've been over there a few times. No, motherfucker. No. No, and that's a part of the problem. That's a part of the problem. Nice guys, they're too robotic and you're so on edge that you're not going for what you want. A lot of the times some guys can even flirt. Some guys can even make the date even fun. But the problem is they don't know how to go for a kill. They don't know how to go for a kiss. Sometimes a girl be like wanting them to come back to the house, and the nice guys be like, "All right, well, see you later." Give them a little side hug. I'll just go for it next time. They don't have that killer instinct. They don't know how to like just, you know what I'm saying? A lot of guys don't have it. Me, shit, I always had it. I had it since a very young age. Unfortunately, me, I was introduced to porn at 4 years old. I was watching that shit. I knew what porn was before I knew the word sex. My mother was so upset when I when she found out I was watching it at my uncle's house. That shit was crazy. But you know, at that killer instinct, not everybody has it. Some people are just really nice guys, but it's hurting you. It's hurting you because you're trying to be so respectful. You're trying to be, you know, and she's seen other guys. She's been out with guys like me. She's been out with guys that have that killer instinct that are fun. And you're boring. So and so like you'll find a lot of situations where guys they uh they fall into the friend zone because they don't know how to flirt. They wait too long. You've been talking to a girl for an hour now. Now you want to start flirting, trying to be all systematic. Because one of the biggest mistakes is nice guys to feel as if they have to make some small talk. G- nice guys feel as if they have to like get the small talk out the way, then we'll flirt. Then we'll tease her. Guys, you guys don't even tease the girl. Tease her. Tease her. You know what I'm saying? Make fun of her. Have a little running joke. You know what I'm saying? I forgot what it was. I was on a date and a girl she kept mispronouncing something. I forgot what it was. Um, but I kept making fun of her of it. I was like, we're gonna have to get hooked on phonics for you, girl. And if she's receptive to the teasing, then you go on to flirting. And you start flirting with her. But you want to start that from the very beginning. You don't want to wait to start flirting because next thing you know, you're 2 hours into the date and now you want to start flirting. Like, damn, am I going to get a kiss tonight? Am I going to get her out tonight? I don't think so. I don't think so. And then probably at that point, she's already turned off. She's probably not even feeling you, right? And this is why a lot of nice guys fall into the friend zone. This is exactly why nice guys fall into the friend zone. Because you're not making the date fun. You're making the date seem like an interview, right? Right? You're making it seem like you don't want to fucking, you don't even, and then you're giving it too much certainty too. It's just too much certainty, right? And one of the biggest things is you guys aren't being yourself. You guys aren't being yourself. Now, I had did a TikTok video on this, and I thought it was very funny when it was, and I was basically laughing at how a lot of girls, you'll see a lot of girls like on the internet and a lot of girls on TikTok have the nerve to try to give guys advice when it's horrible. And I always say never take advice from women when it comes to dating. Even some will give you like some good advice in that moment, but you got to understand the things with females. 98, I would say 98% of females think like females. Women don't think like men, and honestly, I don't think they ever will be able to think like a man. They may have a better understanding how men think. And one of the biggest things, females will say one thing and then they'll do another. Biggest example is, oh, I want a nice guy. Where are the nice guys at? And they get a nice guy and they reject him, and then they go get what an asshole, or a guy who is not so nice, a guy who's basically may seem as if he's doing her wrong, which is not always the case, but some guys may be doing her wrong, but that's the guy who she wants to be with, right? Because they'll say one thing and then they'll go for another. But in that very instance, it goes to show you why you can't take their advice so serious, you know? And that's one of the reasons why I don't believe in taking advice from females. But there is one thing that they say to be yourself. And as funny as it is and as simple as it is, there's some truth to it, because being yourself is one of the things that can and will um, get you success with women. And I'll explain why. The reason is because a lot of the times women have what you call, they're very good at social calibration, right? Um, they're really good at noticing if a guy is kind of like faking the funk. And what you'll see is, hold on. And what you'll see is, like, say for example, congruence is basically your body, the things that you're saying, and your and your body language, right? Your body language and the things that you're saying, if it's congruent. Like a lot of the times, guys will say one thing and they'll act another way. Like, say if you're pretending to be confident, right? Because everybody says be confident, be confident, be confident. But if you're acting a little too cool, she'll test you, right? She'll test you on it. And if she can spot out that congruence, if she's trying to test you to see that that congruence is fake and you're in the faking the funk, and what you're saying and how your body language and the things that how you're responding to things isn't acting up, they'll sense that, right? And this is why being yourself is true, but sometimes yourself needs a little help, right? Because some guys don't have game and you don't have a lot of experience. And that's the case with most nice guys. Most nice guys don't have a lot of experience. Or what a lot of guys, they'll be coming out of a long relationship and they don't have a lot of experience with women. So being yourself does help. But another way the nice guy, besides being overly confident, is one of the biggest mistake nice guys do is when they're trying to impress the girl, right? They're trying very hard to try hard to impress the girl. And at that point, you're not being yourself because you're not flowing. You're not flowing. It doesn't seem real. And once she sees that you're trying to impress her, once she sees that you're trying so hard to make her feel comfortable, to make her feel nice, she knows you're not going to question her. She knows she can sit back and relax now because she already kind of got you in the bag. You're giving her so much certainty, right? And what you find yourself trying to pander to her, trying to laugh, comply with everything with everything that she says. You wanna do everything that she says, right? And once she sees that, because women will pick up on it because they know the difference, especially nowadays with the options that women have. They know the difference between a guy that is actually really confident. They know the difference between a guy that is faking his confidence. So they'll be able to pick up on those things. And what you're doing, because you're trying extra hard to try to impress her, they'll sense that out and they'll say, wow, um, this guy has no game. And they might not say he don't has no game, but they can sense that you're being overly nice and you're trying to impress them and you're doing all this extra shit, right? And the real reason women don't like this because they want to make sure you're not the clingy type, right? They want to make sure if you try to hang out with them, or if you want to try to like, if they hook up with you, or if they do something to you or for you, uh they want to make sure that you're not the clingy type, right? And they want to make sure that like you're not going to be blowing up their phone after a date. And you know what's so funny? There's a lot of girls that I've dated and they told me that they go out with a guy, and then like, after the date the guy will text them every day, blow up their phone, calling them crazy, and like begging to see them again after they just went on one date, right? After they went on one date and the guys are acting clingy and crazy, especially if they kiss them, especially if they hook up with them. They want to make sure that they're not making the wrong decision, right? And one of the ways to get around that is, when you're out with a girl, you can make a little joke, right? You can say something in a joking manner, or you can ask her in a joking manner, like, um, so quick question, you're not the clingy type, right? Because I don't wanna have another star girl on my hand, or, you know, because I've had girls in the past that stalked me. I hope you're not that type, right? You can joke about something like that. You can say something like that to joke. And just as a little joke, you want to say it in a playful manner, just to make sure she knows that you're not that clingy type, right? To make sure that you're not the guy that's going to blow up her phone, and you're not the guy that's going to like stalk her social media, and if she doesn't get back to you, you're gonna like just fucking stalk this girl, right? But that's one of the main things that females are worried about, because I talk to girls, and when I talk to girls, they're telling me this shit, and you guys suck. You guys are creepy, man. A lot of you guys are so weird, and you do shit that is just not cool, and it's not called for. It's really not. It's really not. Now, one of the things with acting confident, because most men, I believe, are going to try to take a confident position, and most guys are going to act confident. Now, if you're acting a little too overly confident, or even if you're just confident, like if you're just being yourself and who you are as a confident person, she's going to test you. At some point, most women are going to test you. They're going to test you, and they're gonna see if it's real or not. They're gonna test you, right? The shit test will come, the compliance test will come. They want to see if you're used to interacting with girls, pretty girls, beautiful girls. They want to see if you're used to this, right? So she will test you, because she doesn't believe if you're acting or if this is true. She wants to see if you're faking the funk. So a lot of the times, and usually I remember watching. I forgot what it show. It was the Ghost of Girlfriend Past, right? I think that was the movie. And I remember watching this shit in high school. And he was like, "Oh, whenever a girl says you're not getting none and you didn't ask, you're getting some, right?" So I've had a few girls be like, "Oh, we not fucking tonight." Just out of nowhere, just say it. Just to see my reaction, right? Am I just still fuck? or they'd be like, "Oh, we not hooking up tonight." And I just be like, um, who said I wanted to fuck you, right? Or as I got older, what I started to say was, to be honest, I really even haven't made the decision whether I would want to go there with you yet or not, right? And when I say that, after they just said we not hooking up tonight, we not fucking tonight, their whole fucking demeanor changes. Then they start like trying to qualify themselves. They start going hard. They just start going hard because it's like I didn't give them that certainty. And because they said that, I already know they wanted me. And I look forward to those shit tests. So because they were like, "Oh, we not fucking tonight." To be honest, and I said it calm. I didn't change. I didn't do anything. I just was like, "Well, honestly, I really even haven't made the decision yet if I would have sex with you, to be perfectly honest. You seem cool so far. I mean, the parents is pretty presentable, but I really haven't made that decision yet. So, um You can say that if you want, but it takes two, and I'm just not gonna fuck you just because you want to fuck. you know, um, but when you say that to them, if you get that kind of reply, um, yeah, it'll definitely throw them off, and it's a really it's really funny too. Another, and this is a classic one. Um, when girls were like, "Oh, I bet you get all the girls, right?" Or I bet you do this with all the girls. I bet you say this to all the girls. Or if you got her out on a nice date, you'd be like, "Oh, I bet you bring all the girls here, right?" Um, I bet you bring all the girls here. Now, the wrong thing to reply to that is, um, nice guys would be like, "Oh, no, 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 I don't really get a lot of girls. You know, I have a few girls I talk to here and there, but no, I don't get a lot of girls." Or she'd be like, "Oh, I bet you bring all the girls here. Actually, this is my first time here." And even not even nice guys who are trying to be players, they can make that same mistake too because they think they're saying what the girl wants to hear, right? But you can't go wrong with being honest and playful because really it's a playful like shit test, right? It's I bet you bring all the girls here. So something I would say is, well, what would I say? I'd be like, only on Tuesdays, not too many, only a few, right? Or I'd be like, or when she says, "Oh, I bet you say this to all the girls," uh you know you know or just be like, or I'd be like, "Well, you're my third one today. I mean, if you want to count my mom." It's a little weird little joke, but I just be like, you never want to reply with a logical answer, is the point, right? A lot of nice guys make the mistake and they'll reply with a logical answer. And that's the point. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Or she'd be like, "Oh, I feel like, oh well, she's like, oh, I just hate gamers. Like my last man was a gamer and all he did was play games. I'm like, oh damn. And I really don't play games like that. I'm really a purpose oriented kind of person. But even if she says that, I'd be like, well, damn, that kind of sucks because I just got into video games. So I don't know. Should we leave? Should I leave this date now? Because shit, you might not like me. I love that new Miles Morales. This is real shit too. I really just started playing the PS5 because I know a few people that got a PS5 and that Miles Morales, that new Spider-Man is type lit. I ain't even gonna hold you. I ain't even gonna hold you. It type is, right? But and like, or if like I've had girls say, "Oh, like just trying to fuck with me," because especially when I was younger, because my confidence was like it wasn't even it was arrogance. I was so cocky. But she'd be like, "Oh, that shirt is ugly as fuck. I ain't even gonna hold you." I'd be like, "Oh, word, this one? Damn, that sucks." Because I got five more like them. If we go on another date, I'm gonna wear the blue one. Fuck is you talking about, right? Yo, dude, your girls are so aggressive. But you gotta know how to handle the shit test, right? And the point is, whenever you get those kind of tests or those kind of shit tests, you never want to actually answer the question and explain yourself. Nice guys, they do too much. They start explaining themselves. They start talking about themselves. But what you got to understand is once you do that, you failed because it's a flirty question. Like it's not a serious question. It's like a banter kind of question. She's just joking. She's not serious. And you failed to do it because you took it too serious. And the problem is, she's been with guys before that know how to do this. She's been with guys before who know how to pass this test. And you failed because you think that you're trying to please her. You think that you're trying to, do the fucking right thing. But because you heard some fucking stupid ass TikTok girl say that shit, oh, you have to be nice, buy her flower. Don't do that shit. Don't do that shit. And I'll make this in a separate video because we're gonna make this a series. But one of the biggest mistakes is guys, um, you're trying too hard to impress. When you don't try to impress the girl, she's gonna pick up on that. She's going to pick up on that. And when you don't try to impress, she will chase your validation. And that's one of the problems. You guys are trying to impress. Now, in my history of, well, outside of high school, and my girlfriends, besides my girlfriends, when I was younger, Everything outside of that, one thing that I have seen that is very common, and this is very important, I want you guys to pay attention to this, that girls will pull back. They will pull back and they will shit test you on that. And it's something that I feel like at some point, every single girl will pull back. Every single girl will pull back at some point. And before we get into that, I want to make a very distinct difference, because I had a Patreon member who messaged me and said this girl was shit testing him. Now, and this is a girl he said he never hung out with, he never even seen her, he just got her Snapchat. Now he said this girl was shit testing him, and he's never seen her, he's never been on a date with her. Girls are only gonna pull back and that shit test you in that way if you already been on a date with her, if you've been talking to her, right? If you've seen her, maybe even kissed her, maybe even had sex with her at one point. If you never met this girl, if you never seen her, and she's ignoring you for days at a time, and and 10 and 8 hours at a time, that is not a shit test. She is just not interested in you. There is a difference. I just want to make that extremely clear, because guys, I'll get a girl Snapchat and the girl respond 3 or 2 days later and be like, "Hey KB, she shit tested me. What should I do?" You should stop talking to her. That's what you should do, because that's not a shit test. She's just not interested. You never even had a fucking full-blown conversation with this girl. There is a difference. There is a difference. And I seen these girls Snapchats, right? I seen these girls Snapchats. These girls have literally thousands of messages. They have so many followers on Snapchat that they don't even have followers anymore. They have subscribers. You are subscribing to them. That's how many followers they have. So they're getting so many messages that you're just falling into the cesspool of thirsty men. They don't care. They don't care. So it is useless for you to be trying to message girls on Snapchat, especially if you know she's a pretty girl, especially if you know she's a little baddie. You're falling into the wayside. To her, you're a waste man. So I just want to make that clear. Now, and now that I'm getting a lot of phone calls and guys are booking a lot of consultations, one thing that I see is after guys have been dating these girls for a bit, right? And she's been dating you and she wants to see how you act when she's not available, right? Because think about it like this. She's been dating you. She's been seeing nothing but positive behavior from you. She's been giving you nothing but good feedback and positive behavior. She's seen what you're like on a good note. Now she wants to see how you behave on a negative note. So what you'll see is, and most of the time, almost every girl pulls this, they'll pull back. They'll pull back and they'll take their attention away from you, right? And when they take their attention away from you, they will ignore you and they want to see how you behave now that she's showing you negative behavior, right? Because everything was cool. You guys were flirting, having fun, and you're going out together and doing all this stuff. So let's see how he acts when I pull away my attention. Why? Because she's seen in the past, and I made this mistake one time and one time only. In my 29 years on earth, I made this mistake one time and one time only, and that was with my ex. And honestly, it was so new to me, and I was just like, what the fuck? What happened to you? Where'd you go? She wasn't answering my calls, wasn't answering my texts. I was blowing up her phone. I genuinely thought that like this bitch was kidnapped or something happened, right? I really thought she was like gonna die. So I'm like literally driving over fucking Long Island and Queens trying to find this bitch. And I even like stayed at her house because eventually I stayed outside her house on some crazy shit. Eventually I'm like, nah, she's playing games. So I see her pull up. I'm like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what the hell, bro? Like, I'm really like searching for you. I'm thinking something happened. And she's laughing. So I'm like, wow, And that situation went a lot different. I've never experienced that. I've never had a girl do that to me. Matter of fact, I did, but I just didn't give a fuck so much that I didn't care to bother. So girls will pull back eventually. And now the wrong thing to do is what most guys do. Most guys, especially nice guys, they run after the girl, they chase the girl, they'll come blowing up her phone, They'll pull up at her house on some crazy shit, messenger her a million times, call her a million times, blow up her text messages. Now you look crazy. Now you look crazy and you're scaring the girl, and she's probably done with you at this point because you failed that shit test. Now, failing the pullback, when that girl pulls back the shit test, that's one of the shit tests that will cost you. It's one that will cost you. And nice guys do this. Now, another reason why a girl will do this, and this was one way to avoid it, even though it usually does happen at some point. Either way, it's really hard to avoid it, especially when you're available to hang out all the time. Like every time she hits you up, oh, you want to hang out? Yeah, let's hang out. Oh, you want to go? Yeah, let's do it. Oh, you want to? Every single time you ready, she ready to hang out, she pulls back. And I get guys hitting me up all the time, and they're like, "Hey, KB, everything was going good. We were talking every single day. We were hanging out almost every day. Like we was doing everything. And next thing you know, bro, she just stopped answering. Why is that? Why is that? Because you're too available. You're too available. And sometimes girls just want to see how you're gonna react if you're not around. Every time she hits you up, you're too available. There's no mystery there. There's no expecting. She has nothing to expect. She already knows what it's like. She already knows she can have you. She already got the whole enchilada that kills the mystery. There's no fun there anymore. Every time she hits you up, you're awake. Every time she's down to hang out, you're ready. Like, do you have a life of your own? You're giving the real bozo vibes, right? So that's one of the biggest problems is most guys fail that shit test when they pull back. So how do you handle that? By the way, guys, this is going on Patreon because I'm giving out a lot of sauce here. So if you tuned in tonight, you was up at 3 a.m, you're a lucky son of a gun, because this shit ain't going on YouTube. This is going on Patreon. So you have to subscribe to Patreon if you want to study. Now, how do you handle that? Now, when she pulls back, once you text her, right? And I can even understand if you text her twice, right? You double text. But if you do that one time, that should be the end of that. That should be the end of that. There shouldn't be no extra texting. There shouldn't be no extra calling. You call or text one time. After that, you let it be. You give it space. You give it space because now she wants to see if you're going to keep calling or texting, right? Now she wants to see if you're going to keep blowing her up because she's seen it in the past. She's seen it with guys who've done it in the past. So now she wants to see if you are going to keep your masculine frame. Are you going to stay calm? Are you going to chase her? Are you going to make that same mistake that the last guy made, right? She wants to see that. So she's going to pull back and she's going to test you. Let's see how thorough he is. And listen, it only took me one time. I know guys to this day. Some guys I've been coaching through 2 girlfriends now, and they still make the same mistake. So when she does that, you give her the same energy. And to make it even better, when she does text you back, you don't text back right away. You ignore her for a day or 24 hours from the moment she texts you. And then when you do start texting her back, text her back extremely slow. Every 5, 6 hours. 4 hours the least. So she has to know maybe you lost a little interest in her and maybe she fucked up a bit. Now you change the dynamics. It's a bit of a power play. You have her on the chase, right? And that's basically how you handle that shit test. That's basically how you handle that, right? Now, another thing is the compliance test. I know if you're a nice guy, you know nothing about this. Even some guys who have game probably don't really know about a compliance test. So a compliance test is basically this girl she's going to see if you're going to comply with her demands. It's really easy for a guy to fill this test, especially if he doesn't know like he doesn't have any game or he's not used to dating really pretty girls. Not all girls give this kind of test. Well, a lot of them do, but the prettier girls do. So, for example, if she's like, oh, stand right here, like telling you what you do, stand right here while I go to the bathroom. stand right here, right? Are you gonna buy me a drink? Buy me a drink. Buy me and my friends a drink. Buy you and your friends a drink, bitch. What? Right? Now, some guys will say no because they've learned in the past that when they do that, it doesn't work out well for them, right? Some guys will just buy the drinks, and in some cases they'll have some success, not all. Um, and but what you want to do is you want to show her that you're not a pushover, right? You're used to interacting with beautiful women, and you're just not going to listen to anything and everything that she has to say like a little puppy dog, right? So for example, if she says, "Oh, hold my bag right quick while I go to my while I go to the bathroom and stand right here while I go to the bathroom." No. What's in it for me? Um, oh, but I'm just going to the bathroom right quick. Just wait right here for me. And she'll try to walk away. Go, come on, come on, come on, come on. Maybe if I get a kiss, maybe I'll wait here. Where's my kiss? Or wait here. Nah, I'm gonna go sit down. I'm gonna go sit down at the table. No, wait for me. Well, what's my compensation? What's in it for me? Right? Oh, something has to be in it. I guess. I'll take a kiss. I'll get it. I'll give it to you after. No, I'll see you at the table. Right? You're not complying with her demands. These are tests. She's testing you. Now, when she buys you a drink, when she says buy me a drink, now, she'll know that like either you don't get this enough you don't get asked this enough to know how to deal with it. Either way, if you don't answer it right, you could fail, right? So one cool way, and this was like the mystery method. This is one cool way I learned this a really long time ago to deal with that when a girl says buy me a drink. So, and this is why this has to go on Patreon because it's sauce. If you're at a bar and a girl says buy me a drink, this is a cool little game you can play. So you'd be like, you can be like, well, all right, I'll buy you a drink if you win this game. If you win, if we'll play a little game. If you win, I'll buy you a drink. If I win, you have to buy me a drink. Cool. So how the game goes is everything that I say, you have to say the opposite of, right? Everything that I say, you have to say the opposite of. So you're like, well, all right. So first question, what color are my shoes? And she'd be like, purple polka dots, right? Or something like that. And a lot of the times the girl will say the actual color of your shoes because their subconscious really recalls the first thing, and then they'll say it. You'd be like, oh, okay, okay. Uh, good one, good one. What country are we in? And she'll be like, Mexico. Okay. Okay, you're kind of good. You're kind of good. All right. Third question. Okay. And then you can be like, what was the first thing you drunk today? And you'd be like, oh, a glass of green slime. Okay, okay. And you'd be like, oh, damn, you're pretty good at this. All right. And then you think hard, right? And this is the tricky one. You'd be like, all right, oh, damn, that was one, two. Wait, what number was that? Oh, that was number 4. Well, you just said the right answer. I'll take a Shirley Temple, right? Because I don't drink. But it's a trick question, right? So what if she does get that right? Oh, damn, you did get that right. And then she'd be like, oh, you asked her what question was this, and she'd be like, oh, this was question number 20. Oh, damn, you're really good at this game. Have you ever played this before? And then she'd be like, oh no, I never played this before. Well, I'll take a Shirley Temple because you just gave me the right answer, right? And as you can see with this game, it's a fail game. Like it's designed for them to fail because you can reintroduce the question so many times and trick her into thinking that you're not playing anymore and just ask her a real serious question without saying the game is over, right? So it's so many different ways to catch him with this game. And then once and the point of doing this, not only do you not have to you pass her compliance test, you're also leading the interaction now. So you went up to this girl, you talked to her, now she's following your directions, you're leading the interaction, and you passed her compliance test, and now you got her to buy you a drink, right? How many times do you see a girl go out to the bar and she's buying a man a drink, right? That doesn't happen often. And because you was able to do this, you stand out to her. Now from there, all you got to do is game her, right? All you got to do is game her. And it should be pretty smooth from there. And that's basically how you pass the test with the whole the buying the drinks thing. Now, the compliance test, that is really important. And most guys they're just going to comply and pander to her, and they're going to fail that miserably. They're going to fail that shit miserably. Now, one of the last things that I want to mention about the nice guys, they do not know how to polarize their relationships. Nice guys don't know how to polarize. Now, what polarizing is basically the whole concept of knowing how to stand up to the girl, how to, show your masculine behavior and not basically pander to her. For example, when a girl's like, oh, well, disagreeing with you, right? If she says, well, I don't like guys who suffer from toxic masculinity. Well, what is exactly toxic masculinity? Oh, guys who are afraid to express their emotions. Well, I'm not going to express my emotions to a complete stranger, right? Anything that you can do, if you disagree with her, you're polarizing, right? Because one of the biggest mistakes nice guys do is they're afraid to disagree with the girl. They're like, oh, this girl's so bad. I like her so much. Damn, she's a baddie. Like, I don't want to make no mistakes. I like this girl. I want everything to go right. And you're trying so hard to impress the girl. You're trying so hard for everything to go right. You're afraid to disagree with her. You're afraid to challenge her. You're afraid to tease her, right? Because she's a pretty girl and you're so intimidated. But that's the very mistake guys make, especially with the girls they like. I have so many guys coming to me all the time. Yo, KB, I don't care. So I'll be doing so good with girls. I'll be having girls on me. I don't be bothering them. I'll be ignoring them, this and that dirt. But this one girl, she just gets me. And he's not polarizing his relationship, right? The girl be like, oh, I don't like that. Well, I do. I don't want to get icy as well. I really want to go get icy. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go get an icy and you can go get something else, right? You can go get something else. But it's that very thing that nice guys are going to do. Like if she says something clearly wrong, right? If she says, oh, the ocean is blue. No, it's not. The ocean is not blue. Water is clear. You may be talking about the reflection of the sky on the water that may appear blue, but it's not blue. Water is see-through. It's translucent. Everyone knows that, right? So, and that's one of the biggest mistakes nice guys make. They comply, they don't polarize things from the beginning. And especially with really, really pretty girls, they're used to this. This game works the best on girls that have the so-called pretty privilege, or the girls that get pandered to a lot, the girls that want to, the girls that want to, like, have their way or used to having their way. They can finally meet a guy who stands up to them and you stand out. And because you stand out and you're not trying to kiss her ass, you stand out from the rest of the guys and you can make a difference on that date when you see her or when you're talking to her. You can make a difference, right? Now, we're going to end it off here. And basically, this was the nice guys, right? This is how you handle the nice guys. And this is something, these are the mistakes that nice guys make, and this will be on Patreon. Everybody subscribe to Patreon where you can learn and study. And one thing I want to tell you guys, a lot of you guys don't fucking study. A lot of you guys are messaging me. A lot of you guys are hitting me up, asking me questions when all the answers are on Patreon. Everything is there for you. Literally everything is there for you. You guys don't study. You just want an easy answer. If you're on Patreon, study. It's so much stuff on here. Literally all your problems can be answered. Literally all of them. But you guys don't study. All right. So everybody subscribe to Patreon, join the $16 tier. The $16 tier is the best, is where everything is at. I promise you learn it and you study it like curriculum. I promise you it would change your life. I got some guys hitting me up talking about, bro, like I'm having sex with too many girls. It's too many. I'm exhausted. I don't even want to look at girls. I done got myself into too many problems and now I got too many girls on my hand and it's too much, right? You guys complaining that they're getting too much girls because of the techniques I'm giving you. So make sure you guys subscribe to Patreon, join the $16 tier. It is one of the best tiers. I promise you it won't disappoint. And now I'm putting more single game like this. This is single game for the single guys. There'll be a lot more single game for you guys on there. Make sure you subscribe to YouTube. If everybody on YouTube, everybody that watches this video, make sure you hit a like button because it's going on Patreon. It's not going to be here long. Make sure you go on the Fisherman Central, my glasses website. Make sure you get your glasses. Fisherman shades. These shades are on there, very limited pair. They won't be on there long. And subscribe to the podcast, guys. Spotify podcast, hit the link in the bio, and make sure you guys subscribe, right? And the podcast is free.